Hello guys, how you doing tonight? The reason I haven't put my Let's Plays of Terminator 3 Rise of Machines uploaded on YouTube yet is because I need a better hard drive, and this hard drive on my computer is really slow, so I won't be able to do that till I get a better hard drive, which probably will be next week sometime, maybe on the 24th or 25th of next week. But this is going to be a rant on my absolute all-time favorite Metallica album ever made. The best Metallica album that I just listened to absolutely the most out of their discography, and this is the album right here, Master of Puppets. I really enjoy this album. It's just a fantastic album. I want to give into the reasons why I like this album so much. 26 years ago this came out, and it's going to be 27 years next year of this release of this fantastic album. The reasons why I enjoyed this Metallica album so much over the years, when I got older as a adult, it became my most favorite Metallica release ever, and to this day I really enjoyed the production on this album, and the musicianship on this album is probably their best they have ever have done, especially like the song structures and everything else about this album is just absolutely amazing. You know, I think Kirk Hammett's guitar playing on this album, I think he was absolutely phenomenal on this whole entire album. His solos on these songs are absolutely flawless in my opinion, because, you know, these guys that made Master of Puppets, you know, James Hetfield, Kirk Hammett, Cliff Burton, Lars Ulrich, I think worked hard at this album to make it so perfect. And the things that what I like about Master of Puppets is that all the songs go into just various types of different directions that make this album so just much fun to listen to, and to me it's still a 10 out of 10, and I really enjoy it. You know, I don't care if a song lasts about 8 minutes and 28 seconds, 8 minutes and 38 seconds, as long as the song still can be a really awesome song and it doesn't bore me or anything like that. And this is what this album does. It doesn't bore me. It just makes me headbang a lot. And especially, you know, you got 5 really fast, heavy, thrashy songs. Then you got maybe about 3 medium speed songs, and Welcome Home Sanitarium starts out slow, and then it starts getting faster in the middle. But the thing about this album that for me that really what I like about it so much is that you don't have to play 100, 200 miles an hour all the time, as long as you can make the songs really great and interesting to listen to. And I don't understand this with these fucktards, dumbasses that say Master of Puppets is overrated because the songs are too long. Is that really the only problem you have with this album? Because I don't have any problems with Master of Puppets whatsoever. You know, the thing that for me that makes this album so perfect is that the way that these guys just sound on this album is just James Hetfield's vocals on Master of Puppets, in my honest opinion, are his best. You know, the first two previous albums, he did great. Well, great on Kill 'Em All, but very good on Ride the Lightning. But Master of Puppets, he nailed it perfectly. Kirk Hammett's guitar playing was just a lot better than what it was on the first two Metallica records, which, yeah, I don't think he had that much songs on the album for me, because he only did like 2 or 3 songs off there. That was it, like I said before. But the way that he just could just play these songs and just nail it so well, that was like, man, Kirk Hammett's guitar work on Master of Puppets, it just fucking kicks ass. Especially the way he just does it so perfectly on this album. It's like these guys, I know they were still drinking and stuff, but I think they took their musicianship actually more seriously with Master of Puppets and made a much better album than the previous 2 Metallica records that got released. Because everything about Master of Puppets, what they did with this whole entire album, they made songs like this so much awesomeness to the songs, and there's just so much greatness to each and every one of these songs, that Master of Puppets is just a classic to me. And it's still my #1 favorite Metallica record ever made. So I gotta turn my brightness up really quick, guys. I'm sorry about that. About right there, 95. But yeah, I did, like I said, I bought this tonight at Walmart. I had the same copy, but the thing about it is, I kind of scratched it up on accident. So, but I know it wasn't too long ago, it was like 17 years ago, there was like a gold edition of Master of Puppets, a 24 karat bit, and I really wanted that, but I'm not paying fucking $25 for it. There's no way, because it looked really cool and stuff. But $25 for a gold edition Metallica record? I don't think so. But the way that Cliff Burton plays Orion is just wow. I mean, it's just him playing the beginning part of it, then the drums come in at Lars, and the song just goes into a kick-ass frenzy, which I like so much. I can't really say enough about Master of Puppets, but still, it's my #1 favorite Metallica album of all time. Is it the best metal album of all time? No. But it is the best Metallica album of all time. I'm not going to say it's the best metal album of all time. You know, because there's albums out there that are just as good as Master of Puppets. Like In Game, Overkill, The Years of Decay, and Horoscope as well. Testament, The Gathering, Low. I mean, those albums to me are just as great as Master of Puppets are. And I'm going to name one album that some people hate on this album, which I think is bullshit. Megadeth, Euthanasia. I know it's not as thrashy, but I gotta admit, it's still a great metal record. You know, it didn't bother me. It used to bother me that it wasn't as like fast or as heavy as Countdown was. But over the years, I actually grew to love it and appreciate it more. And still, it's a fantastic record. So that's how I feel about Metallica's Master of Puppets. And I don't think, in my honest opinion, that there's never been a better Metallica album since Master of Puppets. I mean, Kill 'Em All is a close second. Ride the Lightning would be 3, but not, it wasn't. See, the things that what Metallica, Kill 'Em All, Ride the Lightning didn't do, didn't have the perfect blend of having thrash, heavy songs, and then you have your heavy metal songs, because that's why I said Kill 'Em All is a 9.5 out of 10 in that review I did about their discography on my channel. So, and that's why the main reason I actually rated Ride the Lightning lower than Kill 'Em All was because it didn't have that raw element to it yet. I mean, then when it came to Master of Puppets, it got, I think in my honest opinion, Master of Puppets is probably Metallica's most raw sounding album ever made. Just everything what I like about Master of Puppets, I don't think that it could be ever matched again by Metallica, you know. But I don't get, like, people like MaidenSlave and some other guys say that this album is too long. I mean, sorry, no, overrated because the songs are too long and blah blah blah. 54 minutes goes by quick when you listen to this type of album, because this album never gets old, and it really never gets boring to me at all. And if you want to really say this album is overrated because the songs are too long, I don't know, you must be, I don't know, fucking stupid or dumb or whatever, because, you know, in my honest opinion, I think Death Magnetic is way more overrated than Master of Puppets, because Master of Puppets, they had a stronger musicianship with this album, and they just, all four of these guys worked incredibly well what they did and what they had accomplished with this great fantastic sounding record. And it sucks that this was Cliff Burton's last album with Metallica, with the bus tragedy that killed him in 1986. He was only 24 years old when he died. If he would have still been alive today, he'd been about 47, 48 years old. What am I talking about? No, he was born in 62. No, he would be 50 years old, because Dave Mustaine of Megadeth is 51. So Cliff Burton would be 50 years old today if that never have happened. But you know what? I'm gonna say this. Fuck the people that say that Metallica Master of Puppets is overrated because the song structures are way too long and blah blah blah. You know, there are longer songs out there than Master of Puppets, or Disposable Heroes, or Orion. I can name you some right now on top of my head. What about the live version of Led Zeppelin's Moby Dick from The Song Remains the Same. That version is 12 minutes and 47 seconds. And then there's like another one from like Earl's Court that's like 30 minutes. And How the West Was Won was like 19 minutes and 20 seconds or whatever. And how about the live version of Dazed and Confused from The Song Remains the Same? It's like a 29-minute song or whatever. And then from How the West Was Won, it's like 25 minutes and I think 23 seconds or whatever that time length is on the song. But those songs played live are longer than the ones that people say than the ones that people say Master of Puppets are, you know. But I definitely wish Ride of the Lightning for me could have been a better album than what it really was, because it was a little bit of a letdown for me. But I still say it's a great album. But one problem that I have with that album, Fade to Black, I am just sick and tired of that song. I think Welcome Home Sanitarium is much better because it's not as acoustic and not like as soft as that song is. But the thing about Welcome Home Sanitarium that I like, I think it's a much better ballad actually, because it's slow for a certain amount of time and then it starts kicking up a notch where it just gets heavy and just gets killer, which I like as well. But yeah, I really enjoy Metallica Master of Puppets. The best Metallica album ever made. Just because over the last 17 years, that's the album that I just got into listening to of Metallica's discography the most. And still, I consider it the perfect Metallica record. Because, in my honest opinion, Metallica Master of Puppets for me is where it's at. You know, I mean, the thing that really let me down about Injustice for All, for me, I'm not going to say it wasn't heavy enough, because it is still heavy. That wasn't the problem. Having it not be thrashing enough, no. The drums sounded great. One problem: bass was turned down way too much. And that's why I said the Black Album was much better than Injustice for All, because I was happy to hear Jason Newsted's bass be turned back up again. And that's why, in my honest opinion, it was much better than Injustice for All. I don't get where some people say that Injustice for All is better than Master of Puppets, because Master of Puppets is much better than Injustice for All, because you can hear the bass, you can hear everything on that entire album. But when you have your bass tone almost all the way down, then I'm not really going to like the album as much, and I'm not going to really enjoy it as much as I have the previous album. And you know, I wish that someday I could save some money up where I can find the Metallica Gold Edition of Master of Puppets and just have it in my collection. But it's probably like really hard to find, because no stores like FYE sell it, or Best Buy, or Tower Records I don't think sells that anymore as well. I think they just sell like this one, a Master of Puppets, which, you know, no problem I have with it. But yeah, I definitely wish one day, I was dreaming one day Metallica would go back and be how they were, like a Master of Puppets, and make a perfect album again. But I don't think that's ever going to happen, because I think they're just absolutely done for, and they're just not going to be like as great as they once used to be, you know. And it's a shame that these guys never going to get, as in my opinion, as big as they were with Master of Puppets, and I don't think they're going to be as great as they were with this release of this record. But yeah, I have no interest in Metallica making a new record that's going to be great or anything like that anymore, because those guys have died when Load came out. You know, I think absolutely the worst kind of people I really have ever seen on YouTube have been the Metallica fanboys that think that Load and Reload are great albums, and they're just as great as the first 5 previous Metallica records and all this shit. I'm like, you know, everybody has their own right to their own opinion about Metallica, whether they are like me, like the first 5 records by these guys, or they'll like everything by Metallica and say their opinion. But I'm not talking about the Metallica fans. I'm talking about just the fanboys that praise and worship this band no matter what type of album that they do, whether it's a piece of shit or anything like that. They'll just worship these guys no matter how shitty that their albums suck. So anyways, I wish that certain people would shut the fuck up about Master of Puppets saying it's overrated, and actually give better reasons to why you think the album is actually overrated, instead of saying like the songs are too long, because that's not going to be a good enough reason for me at all. It's just going to make you look like a complete fucking idiot. Alright, I'm going to make another video in a little bit. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.